Hello, everybody. So I'm kind of figuring out the buttons, but I found out how to look at my expansion packs, game packs, stuff packs, and kits. So what I have on here is I have Love Struck, Growing Together, High School Years. I had Island Living. I don't know what's happening with it. I think it was a part of this promotion thing that PlayStation had, and then it just like totally got canceled. So I think I had it for a moment, and I might not have it anymore, but that's fine. I may or may not have this one. Probably don't. Anyway, I have seasons. I have Get Together. I have Get to Work. This is going to be interesting. And I have some of these holiday celebration packs and a Grimm's Ghoulish guitar. So that will be interesting. Probably something that I don't know. I don't know if it came with something else. I'm really not sure how I got that. So then if we go here to the game packs, let's see here. So I have My Wedding Stories, Jungle Adventure, Parenthood, Spall Day. And I got Parenthood because, my main character is going to be me, little Leisha. And so, anyways, yeah, it's going to be fun. I've never played a main character as a baby before, so this should be different. Okay, stuff packs. So I just recently got Laundry Day because I thought that would be really great. And then Toddler, Bowling Night, I've had that for quite a long time. And then Kids Room. So I had just recently gotten these three, Laundry, Toddler, and Kids Room today. And that's about it because everything else I've had already. And then let's see here. Kits. I don't have a lot of kits, but I'll show it to you here. So I have a little campers kit, which comes with like just a few cool little items. Like they have this camp foldable table, which I thought was super nifty-galifty. And then a cozy bistro kit. And I thought that was pretty cool too, because yeah. And let's see what are some of the ones I'm thinking, I wouldn't mind getting here. I don't know if I want to do any extra cleaning, so maybe not that, but I would probably like some fashion of some sort. I think that'd be really neat because I don't really feel like we have a lot going on with the fashion that I have. If we added a kit, we'd probably get a little bit more. Pastel pop kit. Oh yeah. Definitely this gothic one, because like I said, as I get older, I want my main character to experience just like, she's gonna be, I feel like, well, we're gonna see how it goes, because I might change my mind later on. I don't know. But I feel like my main character is gonna be like preppy, right? But then I feel like she just needs a goth moment. I feel like everybody needs a nice goth moment, kind of like that moment where you just want to change everything about yourself when you're a teenager. I feel like we kind of all go through that, and I feel like this would be a great moment to have a goth kit. So definitely something I want to invest in. So let's see here, what else do we have? Comfy gamer. I love that. Oh, SpongeBob's house, that's cute too. Oh, Golden Years. Hey, I might get that as I get old because I'm gonna have grandchildren and everything. Oh, the glam. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I like that. I like how different that is. Perry Dreams. It's so cool. Like it's just like it's a whole different life, You kind of see our artist studio kit. Now that would be an interesting one. I don't know. They have so many. Okay. And then let me go back to the stuff packs because now I'm all curious. I'm like, I need to know. Tiny Living. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Movie hangout, definitely as I get older, as a teenager or an older teenager, I should say. definitely want to do some movie hangout kits or stuff packs. I think backyard, I kind of wanted to get that, but that one was, I don't know how much that one was. Was that expensive? I can't remember. um, Romantic garden, I don't know. I got the romantic pack already, so I don't know if I need any more romance. I mean, how much romance does one person need? Whew. Okay. We don't want to overdo the romance. Spooky, I think that would be really cool to get eventually too, as my, as I get older into like my kid days, maybe. So that would be interesting. And then luxury party, maybe. I don't know. Like there's just so many, there's good stuff. Now, okay, here's the thing with pets. I like pets to a certain degree in real life, to a certain degree. I have a cat. She's great. But the pets, I don't know how it is in Sims 4, but in Sims 3, I feel like when you get a cat in Sims 3, it's a very, very, it's almost like the dog. They're all the same. And in real life, that's just not how it is. Now, I don't know how they do it in Sims 4, but in real life, you can notice a clear difference between dogs and cats. Yeah, you do sometimes get a little bit needier cats every once in a while. And yeah, you get some independent dogs every once in a while. So I'm not saying that that's like, it doesn't exist. Like, yeah, of course they exist. But I'm just saying for the most majority of cats, they're pretty independent. They don't need the owner every 2 seconds of their life. Like they know how to do their thing. And if you don't do what they need you to do, they will find a way. My cat, I have not taught her one thing, and yet she already knows how to push the button on her auto litter box to make the litter box change. And there's 3 buttons on there. There's the Wi-Fi button. There is the full trash button where it just puts the whole litter into the trash. And then there's the clean button where it just places some of the bigger clumps into the trash and then lets the rest of the litter sit in there. She always does just the clean button. So the whole litter never gets dumped into the trash, but I don't know how she knows this. You would think she'd be pressing all 3 buttons. She does not press all 3 buttons. She does this on her own. I've never had to actually press that button. The only time I ever have to do it is if I'm like going through and just checking it just to make sure that it's, upkept. And I will sometimes press the button if I feel like I need to inspect it just to make sure, but it's usually good. So, and I just inspect it just to make sure there's no like extra clumps, because you never know. I don't want my cat to have extra clumps in there. So anyway, point being is, and she knows how to open doors too. So the point of that is, cats are, they're very self-reliant, or at least most cats are. I like this outdoor retreat, dine out. I don't know about werewolves. I'm kind of sticking with like as natural to real life as possible. I might one day do another gameplay where I just go full out magic, Strangerville, vampires, werewolves, or Star Wars here. So I might do that. That might be a thing. We're just gonna Disneyland the whole entire Sims pack here, but for now we're gonna stick with reality. Reality. It's so much fun. Reality is great. And here's the thing is reality is it's good. It's a healthy dose of, sometimes not everything is fair in life, and sometimes we got to do what we got to do. And you know what? I think it keeps you what's the word? Because I feel like if there was so much magic in the world and we were just getting whatever we want, we'd be so spoiled. Ooh, I don't know. That's probably why it's saved for heaven. Who knows? We don't want to all be snobby. Okay. Let's see here. So expansion packs, life and death. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. Business and hobbies. Um, that sounds interesting. Adventure waits. That also sounds interesting. Enchanted by nature. That sounds like magic. We'll see. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe just because the word enchanted is in there. But it could just be like just nature. Okay, for rent, I think that is definitely part of reality, definitely needed at some point in time. I'm probably gonna stay away from like horses and cats and dogs. I'm sorry, but it's just not. I don't know. I don't know. I have to look up the reviews on that because I just feel like they're just not exactly how they're supposed to be in real life. Like when I had a cat in Sims 3, it depended on me so much. It's not even funny. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get to this here soon, but I wanted to show you. So get famous. I don't know about that. That was too much for me. And in Sims 3, let's see. Eco life. Okay. I love eco everything. I feel like, yes, that's how I am. I would love that. That's a good pack to have. But yeah, I mean, I guess for the most part, I already have a lot. So anyway, getting to it, I wanted to show you guys here. So I kind of did work on, again, I just don't know the buttons all the time, but I kind of worked on my house here. I don't know what's happening. What is happening? Why are we having such weird issues like this? Create? No, I don't need to create. Huh? Okay, wait, what? Okay, hold on. Hold on, what is happening? Hold on. Let's see, I'm trying to get to my house. This is home world. Go here. Kitty's on the dresser. Not cool. Kitty. Okay, I had to attend to my cat because I got to make sure she doesn't get on the dresser or the counters and things like that. I have some house rules where it's like, no, 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 no. We don't have nasty litter potty doo-doo hands on top of my counters and my dressers, little girl. She's trying again. Not gonna happen. Mama's watching. Yes, I am. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, she's done. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. So this is, and I did figure out the button. It was this. I was looking for the walls where you could change the walls, bro. Yeah, that's the button I was looking for. I got it now. See, I like to change it because I need to know the look, the overall look. This is the overall look. So if you go like this or you go like that, you kind of can't really see the overall look. So as you'll notice, I did change a lot around. I mostly used what they already had within the house. So you can see here, like this is the same. I mean, I couldn't get a new TV. Those TVs are expensive. It's not gonna happen. Um, but I kept the chair, I kept the rug, I just colored it differently. I kept the couch, I colored that differently. This bookshelf was over here, and I kind of wanted to make room for, just some extra hangout toy stuff, for little baby, for my main character, for me. And yeah, so I put the bookshelf over here because I was like, you know what? There's some space back here that's not really being used. And that's the thing about some of these layouts in these houses that I'm not really too happy about because, like, if you go upstairs, right? Like, here, let me show you the upstairs. So you can see, like, in these corner places of the house, like this whole area. I mean, come on. That is totally usable. All of this right here could be usable. I don't know. When I create a house, and I've actually created, I don't know if I can look at the houses that I've created, but I have created houses before in Sims 3 on the computer, and like really nice houses. Like I'm talking about like a billionaire would live there. Definitely not me because I'm too poor to ever live in a house that I would create. But I usually use every single like centimeter, if possible, of the house. And it drives me nuts when I see like big spaces like this because I'm like, you could be using that, right? Like that just opens up a whole nother room. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. That's just how I am. But I get the fact that the reason they do this is because of the roof, is what it is. So I'll show you. It's like, it's right here, like the roof, you know? But like, you could easily, like, in my opinion, you could easily put like another like door right here and it could lead into like a closet area or a play area or a second bedroom or maybe even a, another bathroom. Like you could have a master's bathroom in there and that's attached to this room, right? So there's just so much that you could do with those areas. You don't need to leave them blank, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, if I do go look on the thing and I'm able to find out like on that, what is it called? It's like that little shop area where you can add all the things that you've ever built, you know, and then other people can go and grab it for free. If I can find it, I will definitely show it to you guys because I actually built one that was like super cool. Super cool house. Um, Eventually I have to figure out how to get this off of my thing because I don't think I'm gonna care for these. I'm living life, bro. I'm not living extra gifts. Maybe I'll do it anyway. I don't know. Okay, so yeah. And then of course seasons. So there was some of them that I just barely, some of the packs that I just barely downloaded because I was like, I know I have these packs, but I couldn't find them. And so anyway, I might have to go back and do the wardrobe. But in the meantime, I think I did some pretty good rearranging. So this kitchen, this little table area was over here near the stairs, which I find to be very upsetting. I don't know who in their right mind would ever put their kitchen, like their table, like eating near their stairs. Um, I don't think I would do that in real life. I mean, maybe some people do, just not me. Um, but I switched, everything is here that I had before, except for I just added like an extra counter and a microwave. And that was basically it. Of course, I did different paintings on it. So, of course, you know, the fridge used to be white. I did it blue. So, this is still the same cheap fridge. So, I'm still probably going to get freezer burnout, things like that, where the food just goes ick. And we're just going to have to deal with it, bro. That's life for you. You kind of have to start where you get to start at, right? So, there's that. And then, of course, the high chair. I had the high chair. I just added it to the table, turned it a different color. I usually worked a lot with what I had already. This area here in this room used to have one of the beds, and I changed it into an office. I might add some exercise equipment to this. Um, you know, just that way they can exercise every once in a while. I turned this into a guest room. So those two bedrooms that I had, I just basically just decided to turn this into, oh, this used to be the baby's room. That's right. That was the baby's room and I changed it. Anyway, then the two rooms that were upstairs that had the two single beds up there, I put them down here as a guest room. And I feel like this is actually pretty good. I could put a little lamp here, but it's not really that big of a deal if I don't. Maybe I will later when I get enough money, but I'm kind of like sitting at 1,000 right now. And I'm like, until I get a job, I don't really see the point in that. Um, Some other things, so just, redecorating the living room, adding the carpets, changing all of that. It looks good, putting the bookshelf there, putting the baby stuff here. I kept this carpet. I think I got like rid of one carpet because I wasn't really into it. Um, and I didn't really have anywhere to put it. I did add some cute little extra things here. So let's see here. You'll see I added, of course, a potty for the little girl and then a rug for the bathroom because I just feel like that's just part of life. And then you can see like the towel, like these are things that you need to have in real life. So, you know, I it's so funny because when you play Sims, it's like, yeah, they're not going to use the towel. They're not going to use I do have toilet paper here. Let me see if I can even see it. I don't think I can. Is it, can we see it? No, I can't see it. You can't see it, but I have toilet paper there. Um, but yeah, like you don't use that in Sims, but oh my goodness, you sure do in real life. So it's like, of course I'm gonna add it. You have to have it in real life, so you're gonna have to have it in Sims. um, and then just some music. And then outside here, we got the little patio, and I would love to add like a even in real life, if I had a patio like this, I would totally do like a yoga mat right here. That would just be so nice. And then like one of those meditation pillows or something. And then I just did this like a little love seat so that way they can read their books outside. I changed where the trash can was. So it was right over here. I don't personally like it when it's there. I feel like this is more how people do it, right? Um, so it's just more realistic to have it there. And then, of course, the mailbox. Some people have their trash can next to the mailbox, and that works too. So yeah, this room is probably super empty. We could also add some extra things to this room too, but we'll see. I have to be careful with overcrowding. I have some issues with that. I like to overcrowd things quite often, unfortunately. Anyway, coming up here, so of course, the baby's room used to be downstairs. I changed it to here. And the reason being is because a baby's room does not need to be that big. It is a baby. It is a toddler. It's a little thing. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just put it up here. And I feel like most people would sleep upstairs anyway and have their guest room downstairs or have their exercise room downstairs or maybe even have their um, office downstairs, but most people like to sleep upstairs. So that's how I feel. And I was just about to see if this was even going to work because I was like, there's not enough leg room for them to get to the bed. So I don't know. I was thinking I might have to change it again, but it looks like it might work out. So but yeah, I got everything she needed. Again, I didn't really take very much away. It was only like one rug that I got rid of and sold. Everything else I kept, and just kind of rearranged it and then just added things like the bear I kept, but I added it to the toddler's room and changed the color. And then I just gave her like a toy box. And then let's see here. So again, over in the bathroom, we have another rug for the shower. I didn't add a towel. I can add a towel eventually, maybe just not right now since I'm sitting at 1,000. And then of course, little toddler potty. And yeah, this is kind of where I'm at right with it right now. And I wasn't able to change the wallpaper. I tried. I sure did try, but unfortunately you just can't. You can only do so much, right? So, dude, that reflection in the mirror is so real, bro. It's so cool. Dang, that's super cool. Anyway, I like how it reflects all the little, that's neat. Anyways, yeah, so these look like little sticky post-it notes. It's kind of funny. Um, Not exactly adult like. This isn't something somebody would have. Oh, you know what? this might be something someone would have if they're an adult, just not most people. So I always hate to say this wouldn't be something that, because then it's like, yeah, but then there's always somebody out there, right? So anyway, which is fine, but most people would not. Like, this is more not adults, basically. So eventually I'm going to change that. I feel like the kids' room is, honestly, this color is really good. There's nothing wrong with it. And again, I kept the cheap bed, and I just changed the color of it. So everything was kept. I added the mirror, of course. There was just a few little items here and there that I've added, but not very much. And I feel like I have a lot way better now compared to what it was before. Like, see, this color in my kitchen, I probably would keep this. I'd probably make this more blue though, but I kind of like that because I feel like it matches these, and then I'd make this color of blue just so that way it would make the kitchen a little bit more interesting. um, and then maybe over here a little bit orange, just to separate the kitchen from, you know, the living room. I love houses that are separate, but it's so interesting because if I can show you guys this house that I made, you'll see where I did a half wall to separate the kitchen and the dining room. And then I did like this, what are they called? It's like um, what is it called? It's like one of those doors that don't have doors. It's like the thing, the arch kind of thing, but it's like a square arch, and it connects the living room to the kitchen, but it still feels closed. And I like that because I feel like, I don't know, there's just something about honoring that it's a different room. I know that sounds really weird. That's probably like the worst word to even use, but there's something about honoring that this is separate. This is a kitchen, and this is a living room, and this is a dining room. So, I don't know. That's how I like my houses. And if I was rich, that's how I would have my houses. So, yeah, it would definitely be separate because I feel like you kind of need to like show that. Like, it needs to have that feel, because if it doesn't have that feel to it, then how do you transition? Some people can transition easily. Me, it's kind of like, it kind of gets blurred. I like to have it separated. So, but nah, like even right now in real life, my kitchen and dining room are one of the same. So it is what it is. But yeah, this is the turnout. And honestly, again, I think I did some pretty good maneuvering. I didn't do much. I added some things here and there, and I changed some colors, and I just changed the position and the way things were set up, the way the items were set up, and this is the result. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's a great house, and it's a very beautiful house too. Like, super beautiful. I don't like that the pillars are inside of it, but it is what it is. So anyway, we're going to start the gameplay here soon. Now that I kind of gotten a hold of how to do these buttons, and, you know, my main character is very upset. My dad is embarrassed and awkward because of the distant family dynamic. He's like, shouldn't I be like, I don't know, missing right now? Shouldn't I be like the father who got away? Right? So he's feeling the weirdness. I actually need to go back into, because I need to put that they're in a relationship. They are in a relationship. And then her, I don't know what's going on with this. So this says that she's sad because of the strict family dynamic. So it's interesting because, again, in reality, this is not. I know Sims likes to try to get it as close to reality as possible, which is great. But at the same time, like, my real mom would never be sad about that. She would, that would not, she would, if anything, she'd be skipping. She'd be skipping down the street. She'd be like singing skippity doo dah, being like, ooh, strict, yay. So, but yeah, I guess she's sad because of the cry it out. Like she's letting the baby cry it out, which is exactly the method. I'm glad I picked this strict parenting for my mom because that's the exact method my mom used on me. Cry it out. I will never use that on a child. I would not recommend using that on a child. I can tell you from experience that gives kids very big headaches. If there's anything I can remember more is having headaches from crying when I was little. It was not fun. So please do not do that. It's not a good method. If anybody tries to tell you that that's a good method, please get a different opinion because it's no, it's not a good method. But no, my mom would do this method and no, she would not be sad about that. So I feel like this needs to be more reality. Like if somebody's going to pick a strict parenting dynamic, I feel like, and they say, oh, crying out method is something I like, they're not going to be sad about it when they do it. They're not. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so in the next one, we're going to start. What is this? Owned businesses. I own a business. No, I don't. It says I can buy it though. Um, in the next one, we're going to start working on, because I got to get my character into bed. I got to do something with her. I don't know. I got to do something with her. And then I got to fix the relationship. So in the next one, I am going to kind of get this going here. And then we're going to start it. We're going to start it up. We're going to see if I can get them jobs. We're going to see if I can take care of my kid while the father is a distant parent and the mother is a strict parent, which is not a good dynamic for this kid. It wasn't a good dynamic for me either. I can relate, literally. So we're going to see how this works out in the next one. Catch you guys later.